Farm Radio Show with agricultural news, information, interviews, in-depth weather, and more. It's Terry Henne and his Farm Show on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
A partly sunny good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. Back at Radio Center after a couple of days of being out and about. I'm Terry Henne, along with me, Jonathan Dent, here at Radio Center. It's been kind of a busy day for you so far this morning.
Oh, yeah. Running. There we go. Running here, there, and everywhere today.
Yeah, you covered a press conference a little bit earlier this morning, and you got a full plate going into the afternoon as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Governor Whitmer came to town and got some quotes from her and all that for news.
And I guess she's heading over to Frankenmuth Snowfest.
She said she was going to head out to Snowfest. So,
yeah. Well, they got snow, and they're going to get some more. Matter of fact, I'm looking at the radar right now, and there's some pretty heavy bands of snow moving in off Lake Michigan right now. So a little bit later on this afternoon, we are going to have not only an increase in the clouds, but an increase in the wind and increase in the amount of snow. But we're not going to get a lot right now. I got a better chance of seeing some snow coming up in just a minute. We'll explain that. But right now, where are we sitting temperature-wise? And I'm looking and I'm seeing mostly sunny, partly sunny.
But it's still cold.
It's still cold.
Yeah. Out at the airport, they're reporting partly sunny with 23 degrees, downtown Midland 24. Here at Radio Center, we're at 24, and it's breezy out there. South winds at 18 miles per hour, gusts up to 26, giving us a wind chill of 9, rather, not 6.
Once we get into tonight, we'll have wind gusts to 40.
Yep.
And we're going to have a little snow blowing around. I'm not really looking at a lot of heavy snow in the forecast here for later this afternoon and tonight. It appears as though the heaviest amount of snow is going to be in northern Michigan, but then they're not really going to get a lot. We have a system that's situated down in Kansas. We're going to keep our eye on that because it's going to drift around Kansas, northern Oklahoma, moving into Missouri, and then eventually it's going to work its way through the Tennessee Valley, the Ohio River Valley, and it's going to push quite a bit of precipitation up at us. I'm looking at some pretty heavy snow kicking in tomorrow afternoon later, and then overnight on Saturday night and early Sunday morning. By that, I mean we're going to be looking at snow depths 3-4 inches, very common. There are going to be some spots in the state that are going to pick up more than that, but this will be a little bit more of an overall coverage, and I think northern Michigan is finally going to get a little bit more snow than what they have been getting, because even over the last 24 hours and back a couple of days ago, northern Michigan really didn't pick up a lot. Maybe a couple inches here, maybe 3 there, and that was about it. Even overnight last night, we saw some snow whip through, and with the colder temperatures, our roads this morning, especially the secondary ones, they were ice. It was kind of an interesting drive in this morning. And I'm traveling on M46, and there's a little fishtail action going on. So it was a little bit on the slippery side.
Yeah, it's same up in Standish. We looked out the window. We saw snow last evening. We're like,
Yeah.
We weren't expecting that, but the roads this morning were definitely a little bit messy. I wouldn't say treacherous, but they were messy.
Now, when we talk about temperatures, it dropped down below the freezing mark, and that's what did it. We were looking at, this morning, and right now, of course, we're in the 20s. But overnight last night, our high temperature was 32. That was our high temperature for the day, right after midnight. And we've been dropping down in the 20s as we go through the day. Tonight, we're looking for a low of, 19, with 40-mile-per-hour winds coming out of the south, and then eventually out of the west. That's where we're going to see the strongest wind. So that'll be a little bit of lake effect activity, and it is going to generate, once again, some slick roads. The best chance of seeing snow tomorrow, as we indicated before, will be later in the afternoon, overnight, and early Sunday morning. We'll still have some spillover of snow for some of those early risers going into early church on Sunday morning. There is going to be some snow around. It will be measurable. Like I say, 3-4 inches, could see a little bit more. So I think the snow plows to get the parking lots cleaned up for Sunday morning, wherever you're going, they're going to be working. So be advised of that. Cold temperatures, 20 even isn't really that cold. 29 is what's average for this time of the year for a high, and 15 for a low. What are we looking at in other parts of the country? Phoenix, Arizona this morning, 44 degrees.
Really?
Phoenix, Arizona,
Wow.
44. Santa Fe, New Mexico, 18 this morning.
Holy
18. LA, Los Angeles, it was 50. Now, that's a heat wave for us, but for them, 50 degrees.
They're bundling up.
That's cold. Seattle was 41. Dallas, 34. New Orleans, 41 degrees this morning. Down there, right on the Gulf. Orlando, Mickey had to put another sweater on, 46. That's what it was this morning. Atlanta, Georgia, 32. So not like a lot of places really had 0 or 10 or whatever, but our southernmost reporting stations in the continental United States, we're looking at some pretty chilly temperatures, and this is just the start. We're going to be looking at 0 for a low. My guess is Monday night. And why? Because we've got that cold air that's going to be settling in, but the skies are going to clear off later in the day on Monday and Monday night. And with partly cloudy skies, the temperature is really going to drop because there's a lot of cold air up there. We're not looking for much in the way of sun or moon for that reason for the next several days, mostly cloudy all the way through Thursday of next week. But our high temperatures are going to be in the low 20s as we move into Monday through at least Thursday. Nighttime lows, 10 degrees, 5 degrees. Wednesday night will drop down to about 5. But I think Monday night, because we're going to have a break in the cloud cover, I think we could very easily hit 0. Below average on the temperatures all the way through the 9th of February. Average to slightly above as far as the moisture is concerned. Record high in this state is 62, and that was set back in 1916. Record low 12 below 0 set in 1986. And it was chilly a year ago. 28 was our high, 10 was our low. Record amount of snowfall on this date is 16.9 inches in one day. That was set in 1967. And yesterday, we didn't have a chance to tell you, but 1978, on January the 26th, 19.2 inches of snow at the airport.
Now, I was looking at those records yesterday, and the day before that, the record was 3 inches, or 3.2 inches.
Yep, 3.7.
So whatever happened that year, it didn't happen until that day, and then
we got nailed.
Yeah.
The interesting thing is we didn't set a record for the following day, which would be today, the 27th.
Mm-hmm.
But we had 19.2 inches of snow on the 26th. On the 27th, we had an additional 9.
Wow.
So those 2 days, we were looking at more than 2 feet of snow.
We're digging ourselves out
in the immediate Saginaw area. So in a nutshell, that's what's happening right now as far as our weather goes. Who do we have standing by?
We're going to head over to Star of the West and talk with Gary Kaufman for our market report. And then for a little bit more, we'll talk with Doug Klein at Oppenheimer. But first, the weather report today brought to you by the folks at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrien Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrienagsolutions.com.
They say there's a secret to growing a great crop. At Nutrien Ag Solutions, they beg to differ. It all starts with a strong foundation, and when it comes to fertilizer, there's no question that Titan XE drives dry fertilizer performance. They've been unlocking the potential in every prill of dry fertilizer with biocatalyst technology for over a decade. Visit lpi.ag/Titan or contact your Nutrient Ag Solutions crop consultant to drive your crop's potential today.
Farm Service brought to you today by Lingle Equipment. Kim Weiss over at Lingle Equipment has got the Kubota L-Series tractors available for you right now. They've got that powerful Kubota diesel engine, ease of operation, and your choice of Kubota gear or hydrostatic transmission. All from the Kubota L-Series tractor, the #1 selling compact tractor in the United States for over 10 years. And while you're checking things out, check out the BX Series compact tractor. Switching attachments real easy, smooth hydrostatic transmission for easy operation. Also, the #1 selling subcompact tractor in the United States for the past 10 years. Check them out today at Lingle Equipment. They're located at 3001 Sawyer Drive along I-75 at the M81 Caro exit, south of the Zilwaukee Bridge. Kim's number is 989-754-7801, or email him at k.weiss@lingle1.com. Gary Kaufman, ready to go?
Let's hope so. Gary, good morning.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen.
How you doing, Gary?
Well, and just like that, it's the last Friday of January already, Terry.
Man, I don't know where this month went. Well,
Yeah,
yes, I do, because I'm feeling it.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
It's been a crazy month so far, and it's not even been cold.
No, that's a fact for sure. So,
What, the last time I looked, the markets, let me see here. I gotta check it out because I didn't believe my eyes to start with. But we had been seeing some pretty interesting settings here as we went through this week. And yesterday, markets, for the most part, didn't look all that bad.
no, we had a nice, yesterday kind of took us, with the gains we had yesterday, Terry, took us to a positive for the week for sure. Since last Friday's close with yesterday's grain, and of course we're off a little bit on cash beans and cash wheat today. But for the week here, wheat's actually up about 8 cents, corn up 7, and beans are up about 12 for the week. So, crazy start, early starts of the week. We were down pretty decent on wheat, but we've rallied back for the rest of the week here for sure. So on the wheat.
So what do you have on the board right now, Gary?
Right now, let's call cash wheat down a couple, Terry, at 7.10 on the white, 6.60 on the red. New crop down a penny at 7.36 on the white, 6.86 on the red. Cash corn up to 6.29. New crop is down a penny, 5.29. Cash soybeans actually down 7 right now at 14.42, and new crop is unchanged at 12.87.
Was there a report that came out yesterday?
Well, there was export. I think the export sales were out yesterday, and they were pretty decent for soybeans. Kind of middle of the range for corn. Corn seems to be picking up a little bit, so that kind of gave the market a boost yesterday. And of course, the soybeans was pretty stellar at the top end of the range for sure. So, moving forward, we actually had, China bought some new crop soybeans. That kind of was a little bit surprising, but they locked in a chunk. But, overall, if you look at kind of cumulative corn sales, we're still behind last year's pace, but we're gaining a little bit. Where soybeans were about 9% of the pace needed that the USDA set for our current export estimate. So, we'll watch on our February, I think it's February 8th was the next time we get a USDA report. So we'll see if any adjustments are made on export sales. They're thinking they need to tweak the corn a little bit down. And, they made a big adjustment in January, I believe, on soybeans. And
Yeah, they did.
And maybe it was overdone. So we'll have to kind of watch that too. So
you have a nice weekend, Gary.
Always. You too, Terry.
Will do. Gary Kaufman over at Star of the West. Doug Klein, ready to go, John?
Yes, indeed. Market report today brought to you by Schaefer and Beerline. Are you ready to upgrade to a new Ram truck for your family farm? Now is the time to order your new Ram 1500, 2500, or 3500. So you should see the folks at Schaefer and Beerline in Frankenmuth, the Great Lakes Bay certified ag dealer. They specialize in all models of new Ram commercial trucks and vans, and ordering is the way to go. You can buy with confidence from Schaefer and Beerline in Frankenmuth since 1852, where family and service sells cars. Also by Thumb Bank. They've been serving agriculture for over 125 years with 2 locations in Bay City, also Cass City, Caseville, Pigeon, Bad Axe, and Marlette. Thumb Bank, where relationships are built on trust. Well, Doug Klein, how are we finishing out the week?
Well, a little bit of volatility. We saw the stock markets open fair and then rise and then fall, and now they're up a little bit. One thing I noticed that's interesting is the VIX. That's the volatility indicator. The VXX, that's one of them, hit a new low for the year today. That means confidence is kind of creeping back into the market, which is something to be aware of. Usually confidence, pride, and all that comes right before the fall, but hopefully the confidence can carry us a little bit further. Of course, we're waiting for the Fed to do their speech. Would be Wednesday of next week. Hopefully they don't raise interest rates much, and hopefully they say something like, "We're about done hurting you people because we don't hate you anymore." That would be really nice. Who knows what they're going to do? Natural gas actually did not hit a new low today, so there's a maybe they found a base. It's kind of trading around 285, and I looked at about a year out, and it's about $4. So this might be temporary. They did say that natural gas export terminal is getting closer to opening up. They are running their so-called flaring right now to get ready for whatever they're gonna do. And I read a good article. You guys got to listen to this. It's hilarious. And Davos, the World Economic Committee or whatever they are, recommended that instead of eating beef and real food, that we should eat larval mealworms and crickets.
They're better for you, right?
Seriously.
Yeah.
Seriously. Just put a little bit of, bouillon with your crickets. And
Yeah, I like ketchup.
Yeah. Right. Crickets and ketchup.
Yeah.
So there's a business opportunity for you. Forget soybeans. Crickets is the future.
Hey, there you go.
Sure.
Crickets and ketchup. What a combination.
Well, here's your numbers. The March corn, 685.5, up 3 cents. September corn, 606 1/4, down 3/4. The March soybeans, 1520, down 3.5. November soybeans, 1354.5, up 2. The March wheat, 751.5, down a penny. And July wheat, 762 1/4, down 1/4 penny. Crude oil's been all over the map, almost a $2 swing today. Right now, 80.44, down 57 cents. Heating oil is 323.30, down 6 1/4 cents. Gasoline 260 1/4, down 1.5 cents. Natural gas 284.5, that's down 1/2 penny. Currencies: Canadian dollar. U.S. dollar buys $1.3307 Canadian. That's down 13 ticks. The dollar buys 129.83 yen, down 38 ticks. The euro's at 108.59. That's down 30 ticks. The dollar's at 101.95, up 11 ticks. Gold's at 1931.40, up $1.40. Silver's 23.70, up 31.5 cents. Platinum's at 1017.40. That's down $5.60.
You have a great weekend, Doug.
You too.
All right. Talk to you later. Michigan State University is going to participate in the Great Lakes Regional Dairy Conference. That's coming up next week at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort, February the 2nd and the 3rd. And it's going to offer dairy producers a wide variety of topics and enhanced network opportunities to help dairy producers thrive. There still is online registration available. It closes on the 29th. So if you'd like to attend, and you haven't registered, just go to Great Lakes Regional Dairy Conference and register to get in. Again, that's February 2nd and the 3rd at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. Stephanie Zelenko joining me right now from AgriLiquid. Stephanie, good morning. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
What should we be looking at right now as we move into the beginning of February?
Well, when we're getting closer and closer to planting time, we need to start making sure we have everything in inventory. If we haven't locked in fertilizer programs or prices, now's the time to do it. I was at a meeting this week, and I was surprised how many people have not done that yet. And so if you're one of those guys, prices do seem to be stabilizing a little bit here over the last couple of weeks. So it's a good time to start working with your dealers and get something locked in so you can take delivery and have it in time for planting.
Anything else that we should be aware of right now, Stephanie?
It's snowing, and so really not a whole lot going on. Meeting time of year, so anytime you can attend those meetings and get some of that updated information from all the different aspects, it's going to be a great opportunity.
All righty. Have a nice weekend, Stephanie. We'll talk to you again soon, okay?
You too.
All right. Stephanie Zelenko with AgriLiquid. Well, Chuck Cervinsky from Maple Hill joining me right now. And Chuck, it looks like we're going to start to pile up a little bit of snow, which snow lovers like. But as far as property owners are concerned, if you've got some edible plants out there, who's going to be feeding on those right now?
Well, the deer are starting to invade everybody's yard with this snow because it covered up their food source. And if you didn't cover plants earlier, you can still do that now. Here's a few ideas for protecting plants for the balance of this winter. You can wrap with burlap. It works well. It still allows the plants to breathe, but it makes getting at the bark or branches pretty much impossible for deer. You need to make sure you wrap it high enough, though, because deer can stand on their hind legs, and if they can reach it, they're going to eat it. You can put up netting or fencing. It's a lot more work, but yields decent results. We sell a product called Dalen Deer-X, which is a polypropylene woven fence, kind of like woven wire, and you can put it on steel posts, just like you would putting up a wire fence, and it can be used year after year. The easiest thing by far is deer repellent sprays. It's simple, it's effective, but the thing is the spray needs to be reapplied after each rain or snow event because it'll wash off. Bonide Repels All and Liquid Fence, Deer and Rabbit are both good products. We sell them here and have had good luck with both.
All right. Chuck, you have a nice weekend. We'll talk to you again soon, okay?
Okay, bye-bye.
Chuck Cervinsky, Maple Hill. We'll be right back.
Do you have a lease coming due? Do you need a new ride? Well, Cook Chevrolet is serious about helping you beat inflation with your next new Chevrolet. Forget all the craziness that we've been through and just listen to these all-new offers. 2023 Silverado Crew Cab 4x4s are now starting from $361. That's a $54,000 pickup for only $361 a month. The Chevy Equinox now for as little as $285 a month. And check this one out, the Chevy Blazer, which is bigger than the Equinox and $6,000 more than the Equinox, now $60 less per month. That's right, a 2023 Blazer for only $232 a month. It's got to be the Cook deal of the century, $232 a month. That's Cook Chevrolet Buick M15 Top of Hill and Vassar.
Plus, buy a Silverado and get 2.99% financing for 60 months. Payments based on GM employee and family lease. $26.93 on Equinox, $27.26 on Blazer, $28.95 on Silverado due at signing. Call or visit us online at cookchevybuick.com. Chevy, find new roads.
Lots more coming up. We'll, of course, take a look at the markets as we approach the 12:30 hour. Jonathan, been a thrill. Looking at the weekend review coming up tomorrow, huh?
Absolutely.
All right. We now conclude our program with the playing of our national anthem.
From the Premier Kitchen